You are looking live at a daily chart of the Russell 2000 index. And I've been told that Apple and Microsoft together are larger than this entire index, but it has underperformed for a long time. If I go to the weekly chart, you can see the underperformance in comparison to the other indexes here. It's just been kind of going sideways here for about a year and a half, but I think that's about to change, obviously, because of the interest rates. They're predicting or anticipating 3 rate cuts in 2024. So the Nasdaq Mag 7 did the heavy lifting in 2023, but as we look towards 2024, I think you're going to have to need to look to some of the smaller caps and not rely on just those large mega cap stocks. And anyway, I've talked about this often recently, and the power of this move going higher. Obviously, it gapped higher today, and it coincides with the 10-year is now below 4, and this is just cratering. It's nosediving. As you know, the interest rates went up and all of our growth stocks suffered, and now the rates are coming down, and all of our growth stock, well, not all of them, but that is the place to be, growth. And I believe we're just in the early innings of a uptrend. So I'm looking forward to it, and I don't trade indexes, but I do trade stocks. And I'm going to go to the Nasdaq here, which is driven by the Magnificent Seven, certainly, but it has many components here. And anyway, I just wanted to point out here for everyone that this is textbook stuff here. Just classic, cup with handle. It took a long time to form this bottom, months and months. Bottoms, this is not a V-shaped recovery like the COVID. So we had this cup, and then we have this handle pattern, which pulls back to a moving average and just blasts higher. It's been like 7 weeks, and this is just, to me, it's the start of a new, I don't want to say bull market, because it really messes people, but we have a new uptrend here, and it's making higher highs and higher lows. Definition of an uptrend. Is it going to take out to 16,212? I don't know, but it might. And I'm just take things one day at a time. People are telling me that the market, you enjoy it now because the market's going to crash, but to me, this is just textbook stuff. I think it's going higher, and I like to trade stocks. So I'm just going to go to the Mag 7. I think, like I said, these did the heavy lifting, and I'm sure they're going to be fine. But if you want to hit some doubles, triples, and home runs and grand slams, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, you're going to have to get in the smaller cap stocks and the smaller names. Some of them have been flashing. Apple, this looks good. Probably going to take out 200 and move higher. There's nothing wrong with Apple. Microsoft pulled back today on the after the report from Adobe software. They're in the same group, and they reported a decent quarter, but they said they're going to spend a lot of money going forward, and the Wall Street did not like that. Still, looks okay. It did slice its 21 and pull back to that old 366 buy point. So Microsoft still looks okay. Meta, like I said, these are like they're going to do okay, I'm sure, but this is not the place where I don't think you're going to do. They did the heavy lifting in this year in 2023, so I think you're going to have to look elsewhere. Meta looks fine. It pulled back to its 21. Yeah, still looks good. To probably trade higher. Amazon, same thing, still looks good. These are all kind of flat today. Just pulled back to the 21. Remember, there's a rebalance in the index, and there's also option expiration, which I'm going to get to, because there's some really wild stuff that happens around the quarterly options expirations, which is the quad witching, supposedly, options. And more people are playing with options. But anyway, Amazon looks okay. It looks fine. Google, weak, below the 50, the weakest, I believe, of the Magnificent Seven. Tesla had a nice day today, a nice little bounce. We talked about those converging moving averages and trading tight, and today it bounced out of that. That looks pretty good. And then NVIDIA, like I said, did the heavy lifting in 2023, and it's spreading out in the semiconductor sector to some other stocks that are looking good here. And this is Lam Research. This one blasted higher today, and more than 4%, up $32. Nice move. AVGO, I just noticed they were having their dividend next week. I believe they're paying off their dividend. But anyway, this thing, it just ramped. I mean, recently they reported earnings, and then it's gone from 903 to 1106 in a very short period of time. I mean, a week. So Broadcom doing fantastic. Rambus is another one that looks good. This should have been on my ready list this week, but it wasn't. Came down to its 21 and now finding support and bouncing. That one looks good. AMD looks good. It looks to me like it's going to bog down around 140, but we'll see here. Today it had an outside day, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. Like I say, this quad witching is kind of messing with some of the stocks here today. This is elastic, and I was hoping this would come down a little further today, but it came down 270. Give it a few more days. This is what I'm talking about, of stocks that are flashing. As we look towards 2024, these gaps higher. This thing's telling you something here with this move, and a couple more earnings reports like that, and you're looking at new highs in a $200 stock. I'm not saying it's going to do it. They still have to execute and deliver the goods, but when stocks like that flash, you better pay attention. IoT is another one. These big gaps higher, pull back to its 8, not quite the 10. Still looks good to me. I know 32.41 is a buy point, but if you can get it to pull back, it still looks good to me. It's trending higher, and IoT looks decent. Path, this is another one, gapped up on earnings. This is, these are flashing. These stocks are trying to tell you something. Pulled back to the 10, found support, blasted higher today, and then pulled back. 26.43 it got to today. So Path looks good. GitLab is another one that gapped higher after earnings, pulled back, one day, and now it's just it was flat today, but showing strength. And so these are just stocks to watch. BRZE, this one had strong earnings, continues to get support, and we talked about this. As long as it gets support there at the 21, then that's giving you some good information there on where the machines are interested in buying that stock. Anyway, I'm going to have to get out of the software space and go to the home builders, because these are going parabolic. Builders been on our watch list, ready list. You can see it just kind of traded sideways in here, moved higher. The RS line through the moving averages, up 8% today. This has been a heck of a move. That's a nice breakout from a base. So Builder looks good. Pulte Homes, this thing's starting to go parabolic. I've been talking about this, how it, formed this little shelf, pull back to moving averages. Now these things are just ramping higher. I mean, they look like they're going parabolic. Look at this DR Horton. These stocks don't move like this. And you can see the big blue volume bars. Looks very good for the home builders. Toll Brothers, another one just ramping. And I'm going to go through some of the just some of the construction, air conditioning. This is fixed. I like it there at 200. It's above 200 now at 205. That one looks good. Power, another construction company, had this on our ready list a while ago, and it's not giving you a chance. These things are just moving higher. So anyway, a lot of stocks looks like this, and the rally's broadening out. So you need to stay focused on the stocks that are near a base. You don't want to be chasing this stuff. And we'll find them on our ready list here. I wanted to move on though from the home builders to the retailers. Elf, I talked about the how it was opening lower and then closing higher. It did that for a while here. These days, open low, close high, open low, close high, open low, close high. That's accumulation. And then on Wednesday, I guess it was, just blasted higher. And on Thursday, there you go, that tight trading there, and then moving higher over 143. I've had this on our ready list for a long time because I want people to get into it. This looks like a beautiful chart. If it just flatten out a little bit around that 140 level, that would be fantastic. But Alpha looks good to me. Deckers, this is what I'm talking about with this options expiration. Pretty wild move here. It was down 20 something bucks today, pulled back to its 10. Yeah, it was down to 692, so it was down like 26 bucks. And this is just, I think this is an opportunity. And I think it has to do with options expiration. Anyway, pretty wild move. Lulu, same kind of action. Didn't quite come down to the 10, but down 3%, $15. Just abnormal action, I would say. This is definitely, if you look at this chart, you know, when was the last time it had a move like this? $64. You know, this has to do with options. I'm quite sure more and more people are playing with options, and it's messing with these stocks. You know what's not getting messed with is Signet Jewelers after their earnings report. You can see this little flat, you know, shelf type pattern, then a pullback to the 10, and that's your opportunity, just ramps higher. These stocks give you like 1 day. You got to be really quick with them. Shark Ninja, this is an IPO that I kind of like. Again, that tight trading back to the 10 and then blasting higher. Oh, and I wanted to show Netflix because this is on our ready list. Had an inside day today, I believe. Yeah, and this is just kind of an inside day today. Just kind of weird behavior. Down $10. Pulled back to its 10, but we'll see what happens for quad witching tomorrow, and then next week. It'll be the week before the holiday, and we're getting into the holiday type of trading now. Anyway, I'm going to move on from the retail to the drug stocks. The drugs are getting no love. I had to trim this thing today. It's just not acting well. I expected this thing to ramp right through the 50, and it's not doing as I expected. This is Lilly slicing the 50. Once again, could be options related, and it could rally right back through. I'm going to keep watching it, but this is not the type of action that you want to see. TGTX, we've had this one on our ready list at 1140, and it's just trending with its 10 here. Pull back to the 10, and then the last couple of sessions have been pretty strong here. Volume coming in above average today. This one looks really good. It's got that gap to fill at 1956 from July 31st. So I think it'll do that, and then, you know, we'll see from there. Their earnings, though, I mean, they're going to crush these next two comps, and you know, have triple-digit sales and earnings growth for sure. But we'll just see what they have to say at their next earnings report and how that their drugs are selling. And then Vertex had approval for, gosh, I think it was Alzheimer's drug on Wednesday, just blasted higher, and today followed through kind of nicely there. I was surprised. I thought it would pull back, but Vertex looks good as well. I can't go a day without talking about the cybersecurity stocks. Dan Ives at Wedbush upgraded Palo Alto Networks, and it went down 4% or $13. Once again, I think this is just options related, and this pullback to the 10 is probably going to be an opportunity. It's trending nicely. CrowdStrike didn't do much today. Yeah, flat on the session. You know, it's just trending nicely. This thing is acting beautifully. And Zscaler, it's had a couple of upgrades this week, and just trending nicely as well. I think this is up, 9% this week. That's a good week. So we'll take it. Anyway, I'm sorry for the late show today. I've been traveling, and I've got, that's all. I'm going to stop right there, except for I lied. I got one more thing. In honor of the great Steve Jobs, I got to talk about these short squeezes. These have been on our ready list, and I don't know if people are comfortable trading them or not. But when shorts have to, you know, they have a lot of pressure. First of all, it's heavily shorted stock, this upstart. And so when the shorts cover, I mean, they're almost like, you know, there's a lot of people trying to get out a small door. So, and you can see the volume here. So, you know, it's kind of a, you know, the short squeeze is just kind of forcing them out. They have to buy at higher prices, so it forces the stock up. It was up nearly 6% today. Strong move, and same with Carvana, another one that was on our ready list. You could see this gapped higher last week, kind of traded sideways, and now last couple of sessions, I believe it was up to 54.35 today, but nice 12% move. I would imagine they would continue to squeeze. You know, I wouldn't see why not. But anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with for MC Stock Charts with the new ready list, and at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up. Thank you for watching.